Alright guys, the 240SX, which I'm sitting in right now, is a little bit loud. Now, it's got a full straight pipe from the header all the way back to the tip. It's a 2.5-inch straight pipe, I'm pretty sure. I'm not pretty sure it's a straight pipe. I know it's a straight pipe. I'm pretty sure it's a 2.5-inch pipe. And it is stupidly loud. If you live 6 miles away from here and I turn the car on, you hear me turn the car on 6 miles away from here. That's not very good. Like, if you accelerate, everyone who has ever seen you in your entire life and lives 40 miles away, they can hear the car accelerating, which isn't ideal if you want to, like... We're gonna go ahead and throw a little bit of a muffler on there. I picked this thing up on eBay for 30 bucks and it looks pretty good. We're gonna go ahead and weld that thing in and see if we can get any quieterness at all. So we're gonna go ahead and weld the muffler right underneath the car. There's this section right here that's about as long as the muffler and it's straight. So I'm gonna cut it right here, and then I think I'm gonna end up cutting it right around right there, and then we should be able to slide the muffler right in, tack it in place down here, then take the entire exhaust off and weld all the way around, and it should be a nice clean muffler in there. So we got a little bit of Fab by George going, and what I've pretty much figured out is this entire exhaust is made out of 2.25-inch and 2.5-inch pipes, and I just so happened to measure a 2.5-inch pipe when I measured how big it was, so I knew which exhaust to order. So like this pipe right here I think is a 2.5. This one's a 2.25, so this thing is way too big for it, but I'm not worried about that. I'm gonna figure out a way to fill in that gap, not like this gap, but like just because the pipe is a little bit, this one's a little bit bigger. But this one right here is a 2.5. This thing fits on it perfectly. Be able to just weld it on. So I'm trying to figure out how to get the exhaust, because right now if you just look at it, this thing is hanging way too low. That's gonna just rub on the ground constantly. So I think I'm gonna do a little bit of Fab by George. I think I'm just gonna tack this in place and then try and do like a pie cut somewhere on here, just to like angle this up. So then this entire thing will just sit higher. We'll see how that goes. So after I put the resonator in, muffler thing into the exhaust, and it didn't change a single thing, I went drifting. I had a little incident with the exhaust. Then I came home and I had no exhaust in the car, and then I was like, might as well fix it now. So the last time I went drifting, this is what happened to my exhaust. As you can see, it's completely bent right here. And if you look at the other side, it like tore a hole through it. I need to fix that. So the last time I went drifting, I was driving, it started scraping on the ground. I was like, I don't want to get out of line to figure out what it is, and I'd have to wait in line and I wouldn't be able to drive for like another 10 minutes. So just drove. Driving, it was just scraping. I was like, I don't really know what's going on, let's go. Then I spun out. I don't know why I spun out. I think the exhaust hit the ground and I just spun on the exhaust, I'm not really sure. And I drove a little bit more. At this point it was just like the entire exhaust was like on the ground, scraping. Driving, I got wedged at the top of a hill, as you can see here. This is trying to get out of the track, so I was wedged there, eventually got out of there, driving back. to the car trailer so I could figure out what the problem was, try and fix it. I'm almost there, the entire exhaust falls off the car. I didn't really notice for a couple of seconds. I was like, oh, the noise is gone. Then I thought, oh, the exhaust definitely just fell off, which it definitely did because it fell off, and then I just went back on and drove with no exhaust. As you can see, that's where I welded in the Resonator muffler thing. And then I pretty much figured out what happened. The hanger that was holding on this onto the actual chassis, it broke off. So then this part of the exhaust was dragging on the ground, like the entire middle part, there was nothing supporting it. And then pretty much it just tore the bolts just had so much stress on them. I think one of them just snapped just because there was so much stress on it. And then at that point, it just like started dragging on the ground. And I think maybe it got caught under the car. There's not really any damage under the car. I don't know how it bent like this, but it happened, fell off, drove with no exhaust for the rest of the day. It's fine. It's just really loud now. So now I'm gonna go ahead and fix this entire exhaust situation. And what I've wanted to do for a long time is just get rid of this stupid muffler thing, because I really don't like the entire idea of it. So what I'm gonna be doing is cut right there. And then somehow I'm gonna stick this piece, like probably just like the straight piece, I don't know, I just want like one pipe sticking out of the back. I got this from like a local shop. They said I could have those in their scrap pile of metal, so I just took it. I'm gonna stick that on the end of there. This on the end of there, so then I just have like one, maybe this is like a 3-inch pipe. It's not gonna be bent, but just one 3-inch pipe sticking out the back of the car instead of this ugly muffler thing that I really don't like the look of. But first things first, we gotta fix this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take the piece of metal I cut out to put the Resonator exhaust muffler thing in, this thing right here. I took this piece out, which is good. I mean, good. So I'm just gonna cut out all the bent, and then I'm gonna make the entire new end of the exhaust, figure out exactly what I have to do. So the first thing I'm gonna do is cut the beginning of the bent part of the exhaust. So I'm just gonna cut right here, as close to the bend as I can. I'm probably just gonna cut right on or before this weld right here. So then I have something I can connect to the end of the exhaust. And I'm doing that just because I know this is not going to be usable. I might be able to use like a section of this if I cut it right here, but like obviously this isn't going to be usable. And just so you can see on the other side, it just like tore a hole right there. And then this was dragging, this all drags. Yeah, that's fun. So now I'm gonna go ahead and chop these hangers off of this old muffler, because we're gonna have to use them obviously when we put our new tip on, just because we need to hold the exhaust up somehow. It's not just gonna float around there. So I'm gonna go chop those things. So I put everything that I didn't cut off back into the car, have it mocked up how I want it to look. So now I'm gonna go ahead and take my new piece of exhaust. I'm gonna cut it, and then I'm just gonna throw it in the car and see exactly what I'm gonna have to do to make it fit. I know it's gonna be a little bit difficult just because most of the pipes that make up my exhaust systems that's on the car right now are 2 1/4 and 2.5 inch. And the pipe that I'm gonna stick on is a 3-inch, so I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna do that. But we'll see soon. That is very nice. So this is the final result of my new exhaust system that I made completely myself. That was completely free. I don't know, it sticks out a little bit. Maybe I'll cut it, I don't know. I think this is gonna be like a kind of situation where it like cuts pieces out of my leg with a little shape there, and it's like ow, and then it's like rust, but I don't know, I kind of like the look of it now. Like this is a lot like nicer. So yeah, that's nice now, and that's done. So that's it for the exhaust. I really want to do like the dual blast pipe things, but they cost money, and the thing that I did in the video didn't cost any money. So some fun things are going to be happening soon with the car. So if you are interested in seeing that, of course, like the video, comment, tell me what you're thinking in your brain. The subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Hey.